What do you want? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Huh? What are you doing? What are you doing? What? What? Give me that ball. Give me that ball. Give me that ball. Welcome to Thompson's Farmstead Adventures. As you can see, we're climbing up in the attic. We put the office on hold of getting it organized and put together. Had Matthew go pick up my little pump. I gotta throw this back underneath. This is my manifold for the gas line. I have my gas line coming in 1 inch, and then I have it'll be sitting. This thing's heavy. It'll be sitting like this up in the attic, and we'll show you where that's going. We're gonna go up there. I'm gonna start running the pipe itself, getting everything going, situated. I can't shut off the gas today. My wife is canning. I want to take the gas away from her, although I'd give her a break. Been doing a lot of canning this year. She's learning, so it takes her a little longer, and she's studying other people. So, you know, the process of studying it and doing it, just like we do with the harvest right, trying to figure it out what's wrong with it. Anyways, so we're gonna get up there, and we're gonna go ahead and pump this thing up, and then I gotta run over to the harvest right room and get my soap that I was using on it to spray the fittings to see where we might have some leaks. And my word, this thing must weigh like 35 pounds. Feels like it. I know I'm just getting old. So I'm gonna have Matthew go ahead and pump this thing up to 25. 25 should be good enough.
It was a 25, and then I lit off, so it brought it just below.
That's all right. All right, so let me get this cap off. Sorry, guys. A little windy day today. So, this coat here. See what I'm doing? You go ahead and do that. What we're doing is we're going to look for any bubbles that come out. So spray all the threaded areas. So we'll just see if it leaks, and then we'll take you guys upstairs. So we'll be right back. All right. Here's my little Jimmy rig setup for my pipe vise. You know, hook it up to the sawhorses. Gives me room in this area here to work. I used to have the rigid tripod vise holders, you know, and we can use those as a bender and all that stuff too. But don't have that stuff anymore. I don't need to use it. I don't do a lot of electrical conduit stuff or run a lot of gas pipes. So I still kept my cutters and all that, threaders and cutters. But anyways, we found, or actually Matthew found, the leak is in this valve area here. So we're gonna have to take this one off, clean it all up, and redo it. And I noticed too, by using this as it is, as the way you purchase it, did not really work as well, because Matthew was over there spraying, and he left about that much in there, right? Then I went inside the house and I just squirted a little bit of Dawn dish soap, put a little water in it, shook it up. And the Dawn dish soap was a lot thicker consistency, which actually created better bubbles to where we could see it, because we sprayed the snot out of that area and didn't see anything because this was so watered down, it wasn't creating the bubbles. So don't buy this stuff. You know, it's a waste of money. I grabbed it because it was there, and I was checking for the, you know, leaks in the harvest right, you know, and oh well. So anyways, just go and buy your guys, you know, a small little spray bottle, a little tiny one, in a 99-cent store, whatever, and fill it up with Dawn dish soap, and there you go. It'll get better results. Make it, you know, pretty thick. I think I put in this bottle here approximately a teaspoon, maybe 3/4 of a tablespoon. It's about the right measurement, what I'm kind of guessing. I did a pretty good squirt. So we're gonna go ahead and get this off. Hopefully I have all the fittings, you know, if I have to replace the nipple there. and I'm gonna put you down. And actually, we'll come back to you guys. All right, guys. So we found the leak. Put on this other compound. I've never used it before. It's similar to my white compound that I use. It's just blue. But I don't know if the fibers in it are the same. So we had the leak right on the valve right here, right in the side. And we went ahead and pumped it up to doing our first testing. Pumped it up to 30, and once we released it, it went down to like 27.5. So I just released the air enough just to kind of get me close to 27. We're gonna wait about 5 minutes and see if we see any movement, because over there we were getting movement, and oops. Over there we're getting a slight movement. It was slowly creeping down, and it wasn't that much of a bubble that we had going on, but it was forming, and you know, I don't want any leaks. So once we get this here together, and we figure out what's going on, and we'll come back and then we'll do a bubble test. I think we got it. All right, guys. After a couple of, I'm not gonna say failed attempts, but we're trying to get everything installed up there with the gas line. It's just, again, I go to supply stores that are nearby, so I don't have to spend an hour that way and an hour home and however long it takes me, you know, inside the stores. Nobody has anything I'm looking for. It's like, it's just upsetting. So, making it happen. Got my manifold down here in the shop. Finally putting on my gas lines, my gas flux fittings. You know, it's a 4-piece setup. And you guys haven't seen these before. Anyways, these break apart. I want to break them apart, but yeah, one side's cut, the other side's held together, and you break them apart. You know, they're cut on the inside as well, so they're just barely hanging in there. Just have to snap them loose and put them around the pipe and stick it in there. And we'll show you some of that stuff up there. It is 3:30. And here we're on the second day trying to get this stuff done. And it's not that I don't know what I'm doing. It's just yesterday I was burned out. I couldn't think straight. Today, I just can't find the stuff. And I just can't find the parts. And not that I already bought them. It's just I can't find the stuff at the supply stores. So I'm gonna do what I can. So we're gonna go ahead and get this up there now. Get it in place possibly. And then I will show you what we did so far today and where we're at. Okay, that's our gas valve right there. I got them both shut off. I'm going to put plugs in them. Well, not plugs, but yeah, actually, I'm going to put a piece of pipe, another fitting. That way I have the fitting, and then I'm going to put a cap on that fitting. The fittings are there for the other end, and then I'll just extend the pipe as needed wherever I put them. But at least all the stuff will be in one spot, and I don't have to go digging around God's creation in my garage. Not God's creation, but you know, my junkyard, like the garage and shop. So I got them running across there on top of the refrigerant line. Keep it all nice and neat. Did every other roof joist, which is like every 4 feet. We put a clamp until we get to the end. Let me put this down here. Hold on. Go in my pocket. Hang on a sec, guys. Find the kazoo and all the other stuff, you know. Get everything out of my pockets real quick. I don't need all that stuff. Oops, wait a minute. Goes out too. All right. Oops, camera's crooked. So am I. All right, so we got this here lined up, ready to go. We'll be running the 1/2-inch gas line, looping it up and over, and then down over there. When we get ready to take the upper cabinet down, that's above the washer and dryer, and then I'm gonna run my futures of my water lines, my hot and cold. I'm going to try to figure out how I'm going to get it over the sink. So that's going to take a little time before we get to that one. And then, see, it runs down here. This valve there, or that T right there, is for the beginning. You got line coming in from outside, going 3/4 inch to my water heater, and then my other 1-inch line coming over to my manifold. So here we go. And it's not hard work. It's really easy work. It's just trying to find the right cutter, you know, that's deep enough, with a big enough wheel to cut it. Trying to get the right screws. Nobody has the screws I'm looking for. You know, and they're tech screws, man. They're just number 10 tech screws. Zip screw, not self-tapping. Everybody's got self-tapping. Nobody has a zip around this place, man. I need zip for the wood. Self-tapping's for metal. So we got our manifold up here now. We switched the gauge from this side, put it over there. Here, Matt, hold that real quick. So that way, when we get ready to install this thing, I'm trying to figure out how I want to install this. So it looks like I need to have a 2x4 underneath this section here to lift it up for this last 3/4 inch fitting. That should be no, that's 1 inch. No, my just getting wrong crazy. For my 1-inch fitting right here, now I have room to turn it. Everything else is exposed. I have room for it, but that guy there doesn't have the room. So I'm gonna have to mount a 2x4 under here. Just basically from this area to the 90. So we'll measure that out, cut it, get this here in place. I did buy the U brackets, you know, where you have a screw on each side to help pull it down. But again, nobody has wood screws. So I had to dig through my shop, try to find what I could find, you know, find some Simpson screws and other stuff, man. It's just a pain in the butt. So now we go down here and we'll be taking this all apart tomorrow morning or so, or some I don't know when. I'm not going to put any time limits, because every time I put time limits, it doesn't happen. Tomorrow we'll go ahead and get the board going across there so we can mount that piece on there. Get everything prepped and ready. What our goal is now, instead of just slapping it in, you know, we are going to put a pressure test on it and make sure that everything is a-okay. You know, let it run overnight. Make sure all our brass fittings and our connections to the pipes are, you know, working good. I'm glad I'm using this gauge on here because it's 30 PSI where my other one's 15, which is what's required for gas. But I like putting it at 30 and, you know, put a little stress test to it, just like I do with my refrigerant lines. You know, I pump my refrigerant lines up to about 250, 300 PSI. After I get it all welded up, and I'll use my dry nitrogen to do that. And then, I mean, definitely can hear a leak. 250 to 300 PSI. But, anyways, so that's where we're at for tomorrow. It's just kind of like hit and miss. I don't know how much 3/4 inch line I have left over off that reel. There's a 75 footer. I don't know if I'm going to have enough to go from here and wrap around the corner. I might have to steal some of the 3/4 that's existing, and I don't know if it's the RX, I think it's RX2. The stuff I'm using is RX3. That's a fitting, so it's a different type of fitting. But if the, you know how things have the same name too, you know, gas tight, but they had Model 1, Model 2, Model 3, I think. Since this was in 2000, this house was built 2008, and it has a different outside case. I'm just hoping that the fittings will work. If not, then it cost me $290 for 50 feet of this 3/4 gas tight. $290. That's without tax, man. It's $287 plus tax. It's crazy. Some expensive stuff. So I'm going to try to find a way to utilize the 3/4 fittings on the existing 3/4 pipe, tie it to a 3/4 coupling, whatever I got to do, so I can add on to it with my new 3/4 stuff and get it outside, get my length that I need for outside, and then I can pull it back out and then run it over here to the closet temporarily. And that's going to take some time. We may not even get done tomorrow, you know. Not too worried about it, but, you know, the closer we get, the better off we are. Make sure those valves are off. It's just frustrating. You know, I don't carry all this stuff in my truck. I don't do it all the time, so I don't have dang licenses out here. I'd probably just stop screwing around, messing around, and just get my license. I may go to the supply store and buy the real stuff, you know. Anyways, that's where we're at today, guys. What's left? I might have, gosh, I really hope I have what I need. It looks like I might. I don't know. We'll see. But that's it for today. We'll come back tomorrow's Friday. We'll rock and roll, and we will show you the progress, man. Little by little, climbing through the jungle here and get a little bit done. It's just try to just do what we can. And I think what we'll do is we'll stay up here. We'll probably take a little break of the attic here and there and go do some more work wherever we have to. I like to get my office complete to a certain degree so I can start get my computers and everything turned on. Make sure I don't get any rodents in there. Other than that, and heat, I want to get my heat done too, which means I need to build my concrete pad for my fireplace or my wood burning stove. But I got a lot to do up here and a lot to finish. So we will see you tomorrow. Have a good night.